What are the signs and symptoms of being in ketosis? And what are the signs and symptoms of trying to do a ketogenic diet or a high-fat carnivore diet and never reaching ketosis, and what to friggin' do about it? Let's talk about it right now. Welcome everyone to my very humble life. I was able to go and get hay and put it in my new barn for the very first time today. Let's get into the subject of how do you know if you're in ketosis? How do you know when you're not in ketosis? How do you get into it? How do you not get into it? I'm going to try to summarize as best as I can. I was thinking of videos and I was like, why don't I just talk about something very simple, like getting into ketosis? Now, when I'm in ketosis, it's a black and white feeling. I have energy, I sleep fantastic, my gut motility is amazing, my sleep is on par, I'm strong at the gym, I stay lean and mean at the age of 57. When I'm not in ketosis, and this goes for everyone, especially the longer you do these diets, I feel like crap, I can't focus, have brain fog, I'm exhausted, I'm irritable, I can gain fat more easily, I don't sleep well. It's kind of like the opposite of everything that when you're in ketosis as when you're out of ketosis. But yeah, people have this thing like if you're doing a ketogenic diet for so long, your insulin doesn't work anymore. Nonsense. You're very, very insulin sensitive. If you add carbs back in the very beginning, your blood sugar can skyrocket. And it happens a lot to people because you've been insulin sensitive, you haven't been pumping out bolus amounts of insulin like eating carbohydrates. So that is the reason why it's not good to flip in and out of trying to up your fat. And then like people are doing for a while is trending this cyclic ketogenic diets. Almost nobody talks about it now because it was dumb then and it's dumb now. Yeah, talk about frack your body up. You have to pick your lane. Either you are carbohydrate and fruit. Like this whole carnivore and fruit is so stupid, or carnivore with honey. It's so dumb because you can't establish glycogen storages on fruit. You need a starch for that. So you start having to constantly eat a bunch of sugar and fruit because fructose is just sugar. Damages glycates like sugarcane. In fact, it's worse than sugarcane because it goes straight to the liver, but I digress. When you're in ketosis, like the angels are singing and there's the heavens open up. But the problem is it takes a lot to get into a highly adapted keto state. So how do you do that? It's a couple of things. I always talk about them. You have to go to bed extra early. You got to get blue light out of your face, like what I have right now in front of my face. I know. Follow circadian rhythm. Super important. Your digestion follows a circadian rhythm, so don't eat late at night. And don't fast. Fasting is a quick fifth gear speed into completely jacking up your immune systems and your adrenals, thyroid. I know. You got to get in enough fat, animal fat, with quality food. Now, if you don't have good food around you, can't afford it, be careful because today we're living in a fracked up society and they will do anything to the food in your local supermarket. I think you're gonna have to really do the extra work and find farms around where you are, or drive the 2 hours and go to a farm, get your food. I know it seems crazy, but in these times, maybe not such a bad idea. Food quality, sleep quality, exercise is huge. When you work out, I don't mean cardio, when you lift and you grind muscle fibers together, create that blister in the mitochondria, you make ketones more easily and you regulate your blood sugar more easily. You have to get your stress down. And I know I'm saying stuff I always say, but you have to do all these things, because if you don't do them, it's not going to work. It's just not. Can't drink the coffee. People drink either too much water, but often people don't drink enough water and they have low blood pressure on these diets. I think I'm going to do a video about the low blood tongue twister, the low blood pressure, I don't know, volcano eruption of it. And people are unaware of their low blood pressure. And I always ask, have you taken your low blood pressure? And people are under 120/80. They're like 110 and 105/78 or 60. I'm like, no, you're not going to feel well. You're not going to have the energy. You're going to start feeling heart palpy. Sleep is going to suck. Muscle crampy. It's a real thing. Like, people who do these carnivore diets, man, they never talk about this stuff. I don't know why. And the people that lose 60 pounds, that's a whole nother video. I lost 60 pounds and I feel great. Liar. You're lying. Liar. Because if you didn't eat enough fat and you did it eating a bunch of protein and fasting, trust, you were muscle wasting. That compromises your immune system. And when you fast, you don't balance your electrolytes as well. So you're even more dehydrated. People have stool issues, energy issues. They'll have issues. They'll start losing their hair, but they'll never talk about it. They'll just talk about the weight loss. Oh, I lost 60 pounds. That's a whole video that I have to do. And that's the world that we live in. People aren't honest. They're not. I'm sorry. They're not. They're going to cherry pick out what they want you guys to know. They're not going to talk about the hemorrhoids and the constipation and the die-off of whatever, candida or oxalates. They're not going to talk about that. They're going to talk about losing 60 pounds and feeling great. Your markers at the doctor's office can look great, and you could still be a hot, stinking mess. You can lower your blood pressure, blood sugar, sleep better, lose weight, and be dehydrated, and have your hair fall out, and have crepey skin, and develop hypoglycemia, losing all this weight too quickly. And ain't nobody gonna talk about it. They're gonna be like, oh my God, I went to the doctor. And they could have low blood pressure. And my blood pressure's fine. And they could have like a low GFR, and the doctors are gonna be like, oh, your GFR is a little low, but it's fine. You know, you could have like a low, or you could have normal thyroid numbers, and then they're like, oh, your thyroid's fine, but your hair is falling out. And then those tests become subjective. You can become constipated, but you don't even talk about that because you lost the 60 pounds and all your blood markers look normal. Y'all, jump out of the matrix. It's not only about like what your blood markers say. Yeah, it's very, very subjective, these blood tests. You have to know how to interpret them. When people are out of ketosis, if you've been trying to get into ketosis and you're not making it, and your ketones aren't high enough, or your blood sugar is too high, which negates your ketones, you can feel fine. You can live off adrenals and have like that adrenal rush, but you ain't going to feel amazing. You're not going to balance those hormones. You're going to be on the HRTs, which are garbage. You're going to have people say, oh, I sleep well. I just wake up twice during the night. I'm like, and y'all, that's a whole nother video of why people are waking up in the middle of the night and they think they sleep fine. Huh? I'm just waking up to pee. No, you have a low ADH and you shouldn't be waking up to pee. Blood sugar's too low. That's why you're waking up. People have jacked up gallbladders. They have all kind of things going on and they don't recognize the symptoms. I had a consultation with a woman who was really upset about the choice that was made recently. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, I'm depressed. And I'm like, okay. Y'all need to focus on being better here. We are so much in our phones, on the computer. The one thing that I've learned, which is another video I want to do, about leaving Hollywood and being out in the country is like all that stuff you think matters doesn't matter. Stay informed. But really, if you took care of yourself and your mental health and get your cortisol down and get off the damn coffee and get off the damn decaf, which is a whole nother video, why people think that decaf is okay when it's not. You'd be surprised how easy it is to fix your gut, balance your blood sugar, balance your hormones, get into ketosis, and live your best life. But it takes a lot of work. There is false prophets with these gurus out there just making it sound so easy. It's not easy. Nothing in life is easy. It should be difficult. That's what makes us live and strive for something. Now, as modern humans, as humans, we're not supposed to be weak gut wall and heavy metal toxicity and parasites and oxalates and blood sugar that's crazy and fibromyalgia and everything, like the chronic headaches and the gut issues. And you see people aging exponentially. They're toxic. The number one thing you need to do to not be toxic is to free your mind up. Change your life. When I do videos saying you should eat liver and people are like, oh my God, I'll never eat liver. I'm like, are you 5 years old? What world are we living in where something that is so good for us, we opt out of because we're brainwashed to eat garbage and then think that tastes good? When I do these consultations, people feel like they're deprived because they have to cut out these food groups. Make it make sense. Yet they're tired. They've got disease. Their bodies can't methylate. You can't detox. Nobody's strong anymore. People are physically weak and they're tired and they got brain fog and they got candida, parasites. Once you are ready to let things go and focus and really be disciplined and patient, fix that gallbladder so you can absorb that fat, because you're not going to get into ketosis if your gallbladder is junked up. You're just not. You can have ketogenic moments, but you won't be able to reap the benefits of stopping the aging process, which is cellular death, and all the action potentials within the cells stop dying out so quickly. It's sort of like a rant video. I had it more organized, but I'm just thinking more and more about the world today and about how they pit us against each other. It's so disgusting. People lose their ability to find out what's really important in life. And to do that, you have to give up a lot of unearthly pleasures. Food is not entertainment. If you're feeling deprived because you have to cut out something that's not good for you, good luck. You ain't gonna last that long. At 57, I was like, in 4 years, when we have another turn of events, I'll be 61. And I thought, that's a trip. Because time goes by so fast. It's kind of scary. My video was about getting into ketosis, and then it became very philosophical. But it's kind of intertwined, right? Ketosis, being in a constant state of ketosis, is not normal. And often people begin to sort of challenge if it's healthy to be in ketosis, because we wouldn't be in nature. But it is possible. And now I've been around long enough, and people who have been following me have been around long enough to know that you can, and you can thrive as long as you get those electrolytes balanced. That becomes the number one thing if you are constantly in ketosis. You can't cycle ketogenesis. That is a thyroid explosion waiting to happen. So is fasting. Not good for you. And as much as we're lied to in the normal world, we're lied to in the diet guru, zealot, cult-like world as well. It's crazy. Because, like, all anybody wants to do is, like, feel good, right? Get some sleep, have some energy. There is no reason why, as we get older, that we should fall apart. There is no reason for it. So, ketogenesis is my preferred dietary lifestyle measure. If you're going to do carnivore, it has to be a ketogenic version of it. If you can't tolerate the fat for gallbladder reasons, you can do low carb. And if you feel like you want more of a variety, which food is not entertainment, but if you want more of a variety, then you can do low carb and still be healthy and successful. It just takes a lot more work. Yes, a lot more work. Because once you're in a state of ketosis, you're chilling for the rest of your life. You are chilling. It's just the work to get there. Once you're there, you cruise. You don't go through advanced glycation end product as quickly. Your adrenals and your reproductive hormones have all the substrates to keep your hormones in check, even post-menopause. Because if that were not true, I would have started losing muscle. I would have started sagging everywhere in my late 50s. Because in 4 years, I'm going to be 61. In 3 years, I'm going to be 60. It's a trip. Actually, you hear the clock tick, 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 tick. In less than 3 years, I'm going to be 60. What? So we want to live our best lives. This was my little rant. I was looking at the comments. Like, people are like, show me what you eat in a day. Just like weird stuff. Like, what I eat in a day is not what you're going to eat in a day. So I can show you what I eat in a day. But why don't I show you my whole day? Because it's not just what you eat. It's how you think. It's how you breathe. It's how you walk. It's how you maneuver through this crazy world we live in. Because our body is connected. Our mind is connected to our body. Our bodies are made out of water. And if you've ever seen those experiments, when you think negatively, the water gets into this negative vibe. It's crazy. The world is so fascinating. It's like the more you learn, the more you don't know. It's kind of cool. We're always designed to keep striving forward to survive. So I kind of went philosophical. But when you're in a state of ketosis, it's basically anti-aging, stopping the aging process of this cellular death, the disease process. It's definitely worth it. To me, it's the dietary measure lifestyle that I like to ride in. And if people ask me in consultations, which one should I exist in? I'm always like, that one. Otherwise, tune out the noise, what's going on out there, and focus on what's going on in here. And I'm out. Comment below. How are you guys doing lately after the last couple days? Are you excited for the future? I am. I'm going to be excited for the future no matter what the outcome was. That stuff out there does not dictate what happens here. Does it, Deo? Deo doesn't care. Nor does Thunder. Or the rest of the animals. They don't care. And if you watch animals, they don't care. Like, we freak out about the dumbest things. I swear. But some of us are waking up. Some of us are able to see what's really going on. And if anything in life seems to be easy, run the opposite direction. Because nothing can be really rewarded unless it's worked for. So stop going after these dietary trends. You can't do a carnivore diet without being in ketosis. Okay? And if anybody tells you that they're feeling great, they're leaving out and cherry picking out some of the things that make them feel crappy. Because nobody feels good every day, especially doing anything where you drop out your carbs. Be very careful for what you follow, and what you hear may not be the whole story. And I'm out. Energy. 57. Let's get it. Let's do the Benjamin Button friggin' Peter Pan thing. I'm all about it. Share this content. That's how people find me. Comment below. And don't forget to subscribe. Got a lot of videos. YouTube is finally releasing some of my content that people just couldn't find me. Now they're starting to find me. So share it, subscribe, comment below. And I'm out because I got stuff to do, got life to live, and it's kind of weird talking to my phone. I'm just saying. I'm going to go out and say hello to my little animals right now and then go to bed. Peace.